listen, Chair, I'd like to thank Russ Common Leader Partnership for inviting me down to talk about something which I am very passionate about, and that is vibrant local communities and good places to live in. Let me give you context of where I come from. You know by the accent I come from Tyrone, and I'm about 40 minutes drive away from Belfast, where Dungannon is. We're about an hour to Enniskillen, and we're about 10 minutes down to Monaghan. So we're just on the border there. We have about 50,000 of a population, 50,000, and about 10%, 15% of our migrant community. We actually have something unique. We have the highest rate of self-employed people per head of population than anywhere else in Northern Ireland. There's more people self-employed in Dungannon than Belfast, Enniskillen, Derry, anywhere in Northern Ireland, which is a sort of a quirky thing that came from the rural community. The farmers have no investment, and we're going to do something else. So we are very enterprising, and my own organisation, Dungannon Enterprise Centre, is very enterprising as well. We're growing the economy by creating profitable, wealth-generating enterprises, businesses, social enterprises, or whatever. We're a company limited by guarantee, and we've been going about 25 years. So we have a voluntary board of directors, and for those 25 years, 23 of them I've been working for Dungannon Enterprise, and I'm very passionate about helping businesses start up and help them grow. I think that's how our economy is going to come out of this austerity and all. As a local enterprise agency, we do many things, but one of the things that we do particularly well is manage Workspace and startup, particularly Workspace for startup businesses. We're quite experienced in renting space for micro businesses, and we have about 100,000 square foot of space. I'll not go through statistics, but we do ones. We have units the size of a garage, some of them as big, 3 times the size of this room. And we have over 90 tenants in a number of parks throughout, and a whole spectrum of business ideas, manufacturing, retail, service. That's like a wee enterprise village in most of the parks that we're in. But in 2012, Dungannon Enterprise Centre had a problem, a business problem, and that was we had a 4,000 square foot unit, and to give you a rough idea, that's maybe about 2.5 times the size of the room you're in at the minute. And we couldn't rent it. It was difficult to get access to, and it was hard to let. And the board said to me to become creative, think creatively about it. And I worked with John, the caretaker, and we talked about ideas. That's where we are, that's all the different parks that we have. But we came up with the idea of the cube. Now, the cube was, we thought maybe we could break this up into steel cages, and everybody could rent a cage, or a beach hut, or put in garages, and we could rent garages. We were really thinking outside the box. And by chance I was on a landmark seminar over in London, and I was talking to a fellow, Brenton O'Kane, who was making steel containers and for the London Olympics, and I thought, there's possibly the idea. So we started putting the ideas onto paper. I got it animated by an architect, and I used that then to convince my board, convinced staff, people that just needed to be enrolled that this was a possibility. And what we did was we were coming up with steel shipping containers in the building and turn them into little offices. Now, containers are around about 20 foot long. You're not talking about your big 40 foot containers, you're talking about the half size containers, and they're 12 foot wide. So it's about the size of a small living room wide. And the board decided to give me £45,000. This is us now starting to work on the steel containers, to buy 5 steel containers and put them in. And we started work in 2012, and we bought the 5 boxes. And then we thought, well, there's more space we could put upstairs, so we bought another 5, and then we bought another 3. And for a while, for a month or so, myself, the architect, John and myself, we were driving around like little kids with giant pieces of Lego, moving boxes, steel containers on a forklift. You know, it was, any man in the room would relate to me. It was brilliant. You know? But at this time, the idea evolved, and we thought, well, why don't we put a gangway into it? Why don't we access the boxes upstairs? Why don't we put like a garden in the middle? All sorts of ideas, and we ended up with a result like that there. It took 8 months to create the cube. You can see it's quite colourful, spacious. We had the First Minister down, she used the word quirky. We've put that in our marketing from now on. And we have this common area in the middle called thinking outside the box. That's where people meet, they greet. It's a real networking thing. In all, 13 units, broadband in each of them, Wi-Fi throughout. We rent them with electric, heating, ventilation, security, cleaning, central toilet block. So a tenant comes in, a starter business can come in. We have a whole variety of businesses. For instance, we have a jewellery business in there for a while. We had a tailor. That's an example of what it looks like inside. You see the way we've left the steel exposed, and yet you've got that MDF there, so you can put panelling in or put signs up, whatever you want, you know. It also comes with carpet and comes with heating and heaters and all. But there's an example of one finished off. That's a good example. Girl Neve, Adore Jewellery. She's 22 years of age. A graduate, just came out of university, didn't know what to do. The choice was unemployment or run her own business. And she came to us and we rented her the little unit. This is another thing, a side effect to our cube. And that is the social venue that we created. This is the thinking outside the box, and it has been rented by and given to charities to run events. Macmillan have run their coffee mornings. Cancer Choices had a Santa's Grotto in it, a fundraising activity. Tai Chi in the evenings. Pop-up cinema, the Dungannon Film Club had a showing of Aliens, and they had it all dressed up like a sci-fi, the inside of a film set. The schools come over and use it for events as well. You know, you can imagine being in there in the middle of winter and the snow outside, and it's lovely like a garden, and it's lovely. But that's what it looks like. Like we have this other thing to the other side. You can't really see it at the angle of it, but this is our little venue where a lot of our tenants would come and meet and have a cup of coffee and watch the telly, catch up on the news, and a good place for a chat and networking. Then we have a tailor there at the minute who would have maybe half a dozen people coming for a measuring, like say a wedding party, and he'll have them over there having a cup of coffee while he's taking one in at a time and measuring them up. So some facts about our we can't get away without having some facts at a conference. Here's some of them. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 9 minutes past 10 on the 11th of December 2013. That was the date that we opened. Quirky idea. It was an idea my dad came up with. I was having a pint with him in McKee's pub, and he said, here's an idea. When did you open on 9, 10, 11, 12, 13? There you go, Guinness works. 13 boxes. We have 13. I should actually say we've got 12 boxes plus one. We don't really have 13. And the rent is £60, which is £80 a week. Doesn't sound bad value for money, It includes the electric, includes the rates, the insurance, the superfast broadband, the security, the cleaning. Sounds like a sales pitch here now, doesn't it? But I'm just giving you the facts. And the other thing is it's an easy in, easy out lease. Which means that they don't have to stay long, and 20 by 12 is a very small space, so they naturally grow out anyway. If they're going to do anyway well at all, they're asking, and it's a kind of a running joke in our organisation when the people are signing the lease. The next question is, "That's lovely, thanks very much. When are you leaving?" Because the idea of the enterprise centre is to grow you out anyway. We have had 38 tenants since we opened that have come and gone. That's a turnover of one tenant a month. We're only going, 2 years? It takes a bit more managing now than we originally thought, but that meets our mission statement. So, has it been plain sailing? Not a chance. No, it has not. I wish it would say it was dead easy, but that anyway is the way life is. We reverse engineered this. We didn't bring in a consultant in to design this lovely concept and then follow the rules. As I said, we went in with a forklift and 13 steel containers and we played with them. And then we asked an architect, would you ever design it to meet building control? And of course that sort of consultants hate that, the law and the rules can't handle it, they just don't, they have a fear of precedence, and in my view it's a bull on anyway. We started with £45,000 And to be honest, when I got to the final spend, it was £120,000, you know. But look, I have a great board. They realised that the concept was there. It was important to do. We didn't wait for funders. We done it ourselves, borrowed it, and you know, we're paying it back. In 4 years' time, I have this all paid back. So you know, there's something to it, you know. As long as I have 8 tenants in the place out of 13, I'm breaking even. You have to believe in possibility. Anything is possible.